Greetings, people of the violet ray. I am making this video because I'm getting a lot of calls and questions about the voltage output of this device. And I don't know where this started, but I would say in the past year and for sure the past 6 months, I've had a lot of questions about it. And I've looked into purchasing something that measures the voltage and haven't been able to find anything that measures voltage output. My technicians say it needs to have a positive and negative to measure, but plasma is quasi-neutral, can be forced out of neutrality in a lab, but this plasma is in a neutral state, and I don't know how. If you can tell me how to measure it, please do. If there's people out there that are making claims about their devices, I'd like to know how they got that measurement, because I've found nothing to measure it. And in my opinion, it's irrelevant. I've been working with these devices for 5 or 6 years. It's never occurred to me. I know that the induction coil in the handle is changing the AC current to low amperage, high voltage through some sort of vortex mechanism that Tesla channel, which is basically in the anatomy of a vortex, a black hole, and a wormhole. And this is a particle collider, and that's how it makes the ozone, smashing oxygen particles together. And there's a way to use it for healing that's proper, and more isn't better. I used to think that in the beginning. I used to tell people to turn it all the way up, and there are times when you just want to raise the voltage as part of the therapy, but it isn't the therapy. As long as it throws a spark, you're doing good, and I'll make another video in the dark to show you the spark. You won't probably be able to see the plasma in the daylight here, but I just wanted you to be able to see the wand in my setup. So I'm going to turn it on. I've got a place on my knee here that gives me some problems. And you can't see it. If you could see it, you would see the filament flickering. I think it's interfering with the camera. I can see the camera's getting fuzzy from the cosmic rays. So we'll see what happens as I turn it up. But there's a place where the plasma is going to connect with you on a really deep level. And the highest point is rarely it. Sometimes it might carry up into there. You can hear it better when it's not on the fabric. Hear all that noise and distortion? You can see the light more now. It's getting brighter. But if I turn it up higher, the light will actually get dimmer in most cases, unless this connection carries up into that. That was actually down. So still doing a little bit of a woodpecker thing, still hammering through some density in my knee. Okay, it stopped at that point. If it were dark, you'd be able to see the light. No, there, I turned it down, it came back. So I'm continuing to turn it down. That's why it's so good to have this intensity knob right at the bottom of your device. Let me go back up. Oh, that's down. I'm using my left hand. I usually use my right. So there it stopped again. So I wanted to show you in the daylight what's going on and why I believe the voltage output is irrelevant and why I get so annoyed when people try to tell me the older machines are better. You will never get this kind of audio feedback from a vintage machine. And maybe I'll turn my vintage machine on later too to show you how loud just the coil is. When I take this off of my skin, it's practically silent. This is an advanced technology solid-state device. The only reason you are hearing a sound is because there is a song happening between this plasma and my body. An arc is forming. It's bidirectional. None of this is approved by the FDA, but I channel this technology and I understand it maybe on a deeper level than anyone else. And I know that it's not for everyone, especially if you think you need the highest voltage output on your device. So I will come back and do this at night and show you the visual on how that plasma lights up and glows and dances and flickers. All right, blessings. So now it's dark, and I want to show you the wand on the sweet spot when it's dark. Also the finger technique, when you want to put it on you without sparking, or someone you're working on. Most of the plasma goes into your finger, so it doesn't spark. Anyway, this is my knee issue, and you hear that woodpecker sound? Doing some deep work. I just discovered this camera has a little built-in light in it I didn't know about before. And I don't really want it when I'm doing this. I think it's going to go off though. So we're just listening to the sweet spot here. I'm going to turn that light off. Okay, here we are. So this is the sweet spot. Just want to really demonstrate this so people understand that when you use the violet ray, or at least the ZPZap violet ray, this is what you're looking for. I've had an ongoing issue with this knee. like 35 years at least. And it took me a year of even working on it to get a sweet spot, because sometimes if something is so dense, it doesn't want to open up. So you want to use essential oils, especially bay laurel will help it open up. See how bright that got? Sometimes when you go up higher, you lose that brightness. I'd say you lost it a little there. But I'm hearing there's layers and layers and layers of work that's happening on a quantum level when you use this thing. But just keep looking for that sweet spot. Keep playing with the dial. I'm constantly over here with my hand on this dial. So anyway, that's my knee session for the day. Feeling it down the bottom of my foot, down in my toes. Hasn't really been bothering me, but just looking for an easy thing to film to demonstrate this. Because a lot of people are asking me about voltage output. Oh, I was going to show a spark. I think I'd rather do that on my toe. The bottom of my foot is not as sensitive. For some reason, these sparks are not showing up on video like they are in real life. So I'm on the foot, the bottom of the foot. I'm going to go all the way up. Okay. And I'm going to pull it back. Hopefully you can see that. I'd have my hand on the coil so it was smaller than 1 inch spark, but that's probably normal. You put your hand up where the coil is on the wand, it absorbs energy from the output. So that's a spark. That's what you want to look for. The wand will not throw a spark. I got a very bad wand. We can make a bigger spark with a metal tip, but it would also be thinner, sharper. But this is a decent spark. Solid state. Take it off my foot. It barely makes any sound at all. Now if I put my hand up where that coil is, you can hear the energy going into my hand. I'm going to move it back down where the capacitor is. Alright, blessings.